I'm standing on Maunga Kia. Maunga Kia is otherwise known as One Tree Hill. It's a very important maunga, a mountain to Ngāti Whātua. I grew up in the shadow of Maunga Kia, went to school here, as did my father and grandfather. And Ngāti Whātua came from the Kaipara to settle a score here in Tāmaki and conquered those who lived on Maunga Kia and created their own village on Hikurangi, just below us here. So this whole area, it's a wonderful vantage point over the whole isthmus and the two harbours, the Manukau and the Waitangi. And we lived in places like Mangere and Onehunga, or Ake or Kahu. You have seasonal cycles. You can imagine people fishing and pig hunting and eeling all through the Waitangi, visiting kin, small settlements, until the European came. And in 1840, the treaty was brought to the Manukau, and three of our chiefs, Te Tinana, Te Kawharu and Te Riwiti, signed the Treaty of Waitangi. And then Te Kawharu sent a delegation of chiefs to the governor, William Hobson, in the north, to ask him to come here and reside among us. And we gifted the 3,000-acre block, which now is the city of Auckland, the CBD of Auckland. And we gave more land once Hobson was resident here. We gave land in this area and on the North Shore and in the Upper Waitangi. And then in 1855, after we'd built quite a strong relationship with successive governors, the Constitution Act was created and created the Settler Parliament, and the whole of the government moved the capital from Auckland to Wellington. So we lost those relationships that we'd carefully nurtured. As time went on, I think that you can see how invisible Ngāti Whātua began to feel. And there are three examples of this. The first is that the city ran a sewer pipe right out across the village or the papakainga at Okahu Bay, right out in front, higher than the land. So all the waste from the city was carted out right across, destroyed our fishing grounds. And then on top of that, in 1938, Tāmaki Drive was built across the pipes, across the sewage pipes. This was an insult for Ngāti Whātua. And we tried through due process to protest against these injustices. By the time we got to 1951, our papakainga at Okahu Bay was demolished and burned because it was considered to be an eyesore. Another insult. And by the time we get to 1976, land that had been taken on Bastion Point for the purposes of defence, never used for the purpose, and now the government was intending to build high-rise, high-income housing. Ngāti Whātua and the Solidarity movement said, no, enough is enough. They protested, and finally, through the Waitangi Tribunal processes and the Crown negotiation processes, this land on Bastion Point was returned. Now it is one of the largest green spaces in the whole of the city, to be enjoyed by the hapu and all of Auckland. Falling out of that treaty settlement is a co-governance mechanism where there is a board, Ngāti Whātua or Ake Reserves Board, to manage that land. 3 members from the Auckland Council and 3 members from the hapu. It's a co-governance, co-management board. And that's the kind of relationship I think was always envisaged by the Treaty of Waitangi. The treaty settlement process has been really good in many ways, but it's been very hard. It's been very hard on our own families, our whānau and hapu, because those injustices and those insults over the 2 centuries have caused immeasurable harm. And it split the families. So the task of a treaty claim is not only to talk with the Crown about redressing those wrongs, but to bring the whānau and the hapu back together again. And that's a very hard task. We could do with a lot more understanding and support from our fellow New Zealanders of this history, their history, a shared history, and then a shared vision, and a shared power and mutual benefit. That's what we've been talking about from 1840.